Edouard opts for the Ruy-Lopez closed overbook variation against Pranav in this French Top 16 Club Championship 2025 higher pool round 1 matchup. On e4. On e5. Knight f3. Threatening knight takes e5. Knight c6. Bishop b5. On a6. Threatening pawn takes b5. Bishop a4 played by Edouard. Knight f6. King castled kingside. Edouard is preparing to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop e7 played by Pranav. Rook e1 transposed into Ruy-Lopez closed overbook variation. Edouard's idea is to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and establish a winning position. On d6 played by Pranav. On c3. Bishop g4. On h3. Threatening pawn takes g4. Bishop h5 played by Pranav. Bishop takes c6 check. Pawn takes c6. On d4. Knight d7. Knight bd2. King castled kingside. Knight f1. On f6. Knight g3. Threatening knight takes h5. Bishop f7 played by Pranav. On b3 it is novelty move. Rook e8. On c4. On c5. Threatening pawn takes d4. On d5 played by Edouard. On g6. Bishop h6. On c6. Knight h2. Pawn takes d5. Pawn takes d5. King h8. Knight g4. On a5. Rook f1. Queen b6. King h2. Bishop f8. On f4. Pawn takes f4. Rook takes f4. Bishop takes h6. Knight takes h6. Bishop g8. Queen f3. Threatening rook takes f6. Rook f8 played by Pranav. Rook f1. On a4. Knight g4. Threatening knight takes f6. Pawn takes b3 played by Pranav. Pawn takes b3. Rook a3. Knight takes f6. Knight e5. Threatening knight takes f3 check. Queen f2 played by Edouard. Edouard is planning to play. Knight takes g8. Rook takes f4. Queen takes f4 and dominate the board. Knight d3 played by Pranav. Threatening knight takes f2. Queen d2 played by Edouard. Edouard intends to play. Knight d7. Rook takes f4. Knight takes b6. Rook takes f1. Queen takes d3 and establish a winning position. Knight takes f4 played by Pranav. Queen takes f4. Queen c7. Pranav is planning to play. Queen e7. Queen c1. Rook takes b3. Knight g4. Rook takes f1 and dominate the board. Rook f3 played by Edouard. Rook a8. On h4. Queen e7. On h5. Edouard is aiming to play. Pawn takes g6. Pawn takes g6. Pawn e5. Rook takes f6. Pawn takes f6 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes h5 played by Pranav. Knight takes h5. Rook a7. Rook g3. Do not rush. Can you find the strongest move for Pranav? Rook a1 is a strong choice, since Queen g5, Queen f7, Queen d2, Queen e7, Queen g5, Queen f7. Still Pranav is losing. Let's proceed to the main line. Rook g3, Queen d8. Slightly worse move played by Pranav. Pawn e5. Stop here and find the strongest move for Pranav. Bishop takes d5 is a strong choice, since Queen h6, Bishop e4, Knight takes e4, Pawn takes e5, Knight ef6, Rook ff7. Still Pranav is losing. Let's proceed to the main game. Pawn e5. Edouard considers playing. Pawn e6. Queen e7. Pawn b4. Bishop takes e6. Rook e3. Rook a2. Rook takes e6. Queen f7. Queen takes d6 and establish a winning position. Rook a f7. Slightly worse move played by Pranav. Queen e3. Queen e7. Pawn e6. Threatening pawn takes f7. Rook takes f6 played by Pranav. Queen c3. Edouard is looking to play. Rook f3. Bishop takes e6. Knight takes f6. Rook takes f6. Rook takes f6. Bishop g8. Rook f7 check and gain a significant edge. Bishop takes e6 played by Pranav. Pawn takes e6. Pawn d5. Knight takes f6. Pawn d4. Knight d5. Edouard is preparing to play. Knight takes e7. Pawn takes c3. Knight d5 and establish a winning position. Queen d6 played by Pranav. Queen c1. Do not rush. Can you find the strongest move for Pranav? Rook g8 is a strong choice, since Knight f4. Pawn h5. Rook takes g8 check. King takes g8. Pawn g3. Queen d8. Still Pranav is losing. Let's proceed to the main game. Threatening pawn takes c3. Queen c1 played by Edouard. Rook f5. Take a moment to spot the best move for Edouard. Pawn e7 is the correct move because Queen e5. King g1. Queen takes g3. Pawn promotes to queen at e8 check. King g7. Queen e7 check. Edouard have small advantage. Shifting to the main line. Edouard's idea is to play Queen g5. Queen takes g3 check. Queen takes g3 and gain a significant edge. Rook f5 could lead to immediate trouble. Played by Pranav. Queen h6. Stop here and find the strongest move for Pranav. Queen f8 is the correct move because Queen takes f8 check. Rook takes f8. On e7. Rook e8. Knight f6. On h5 still Pranav is losing. Let's go to the main variation. Pranav is planning to play Rook h5 check. King g1. Queen takes g3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen h6 slightly worse move played by Edouard. Threatening Queen g7 mate. Queen e5 is a major oversight. Played by Pranav. Pranav considers playing Rook h5 check. Queen takes h5. Queen takes h5 check and establish a winning position. Knight f4 played by Edouard. Edouard is looking to play Knight g6 check. King g8. Knight takes e5 check. Rook g5. Queen takes g5 check. King f8. Queen d8 mate and seize the initiative. Rook takes f4 played by Pranav. On e7. Edouard considers playing Queen f8 check. Rook takes f8. On promotes to Queen at ex f8 mate and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook f7 played by Pranav. Queen f8 check. Pranav fought hard but ultimately had to concede defeat.